Every year, every Valentine's Day, I have a tradition. I give Victoria, whatever gifts or trips or whatever we do for Valentine's Day, in among them is a stuffed animal. This is Valentine. He was the first stuffed animal she received. This is the second. I don't remember his name. I think we called him Saint, because, Saint Valentine's. He came from an edible arrangement. Oh, it says his name is Eddie Bear. I don't know if we remembered that. Eddie? Like Eddie for edible? I don't know. I call him Saint. This year, our Valentine's Day options were somewhat limited due to the pandemic, but I still had some really good gifts that I gave her. I got her a necklace that I think is beautiful. Got her some chocolate-covered strawberries, which are her favorites. And I ordered for her some flowers and a teddy bear. That there is what I ordered from a company called From You Flowers. Now you might be thinking, Mike, it's awfully weird that you're doing an advertisement. You don't generally do those. And I'm not. I ordered from You Flowers on February 1st for arrival on February 14th. Now, I made one mistake. I did not look at the Yelp reviews for From You Flowers. They're not great. This is the only mistake that I made. From You Flowers made several. First, on the actual day of Valentine's Day, I was keeping an eye on the website, no tracking information. I was calling the automated phone line, no tracking information. They just said it was out for delivery. Okay. The day goes on, the day ends, no flowers, no teddy bear. The tradition, the streak has been broken. Now, this is frustrating for any number of reasons, so I reach out the next day and I'm like, hey, what's the deal? And the first person I speak with says, well, we can waive the delivery fee and redeliver it today. The delivery fee would have been about $5. The total order price with delivery and taxes was like $75. $60 was the actual arrangement itself, $75 for delivery and I guess taxes. So I say, no, you're gonna give me a full refund and you're still gonna deliver it. They say, well, that's not our policy. I was like, yeah, I don't care about your policy. You guys missed Valentine's Day. You're gonna give me a full refund and you're still gonna deliver the flowers. They come back with a new offer of $25 or $30 off. That's how they phrased it. $25 or $30 off, which to me says, okay, we are not the company that makes the flowers. We're the delivery company. So the $25 or $30 is that person's guess of either what the florist was going to be paid or what their cut was. I don't know. If I'm being charitable, we'll say it was their cut. They were gonna take no money but still give money to the florist. No one should have gotten any money. No one did their job right. So no, I say no, and I wanna talk to a manager. I end up speaking at, what was it? It was about 11 o'clock Los Angeles time, with someone named Jay. And he again explains that their policy is they will only give me all my money back if they don't also do the order. You can either cancel it and get a full refund, or you can get a partial refund and still get the flower arrangement. And I say, no, you guys don't get to keep the money. You guys have to finish your job, and also it's going to cost you money for screwing this up. And Jay offers me, you can do the $25 or $30 off, plus $16 off of your next order, a $16 credit. And I say, okay, when do I need to order that in order to receive it? Like, why, Jay, why would I want a discount when all you've proven you can do is take my money? You guys haven't proven you can actually deliver anything yet. There's nothing I'm gonna do with that discount. It doesn't serve me any purpose. What instead I would like, Jay, is money back. And Jay, I would like the order that you guys did not deliver. And he says, well, that's not our policy. And I say, I don't care, Jay, because I know at this point that they've changed their tune on me already. They went from a $5 off to $25 or $30 off to that discount plus $16 off my next order, which means they don't have a policy. Or they might have a policy, but they realize they've screwed up and they're gonna make some room. So I'm like, whatever, I might as well keep pushing because I haven't changed my tune. They're the ones who keep giving me ground. I don't have to move. Eventually, they're gonna meet me where I am. So I explain it this way to Jay. I say, Jay, you're gonna give me a full refund, and here's why. You guys forgot Valentine's Day. Jay, Valentine's Day is the one holiday that we all agreed was created by greeting card companies and florists, and you guys forgot it. We're 10 months into a pandemic where everyone is getting things delivered, and you guys failed to deliver something. You guys don't have your act together. If this was a wedding, you guys wouldn't get to keep the money if you missed the wedding. You guys don't get to keep the money now, but you still owe me the flowers you failed to deliver. And I tell him, I don't know if you've looked at the calendar, Jay, but the last year has been pretty rough. My fiance and I have been laid off multiple times. I put what little money I felt comfortable spending on anything outside of just bills and food into a gift from my fiance for Valentine's Day. I gave you 14 days of notice and you missed it. You forgot. You didn't do it. So he tells me, okay, full refund and it will be delivered. I ask for that in writing. I do get an email back that confirms the full refund. I don't get anything back about the delivery, but he tells me it will be there by 6 o'clock that night. 6 o'clock rolls around. 7 o'clock rolls around. At that point, I go ahead and call them again. I ask for Jay. I end up waiting a long time, and I realize at that point, it's unlikely I'm going to get Jay. I may as well try to talk to him, but he's probably not on the same shift as the people who are staffed right now, so I don't hold that time on hold really against them that much, although I did end up holding for about 30 minutes while they tried to figure out who Jay was. That wasn't a great sign. And at this point, I've looked at the Yelp reviews, and they're bad. At this point, I'm seeing that a lot of people missed their deliveries on Valentine's Day, and they got them the next day. Or they got bad, shabby orders, or they made a grieving widow walk down the hill to pick up a delivery delivered by their child. So it's coming into focus that these guys are bad at their jobs. Like, kind of objectively bad at their jobs. Eventually I end up speaking with a woman named Alter. Alter probably in about the same position as Jay. And I tell Alter, I haven't received this delivery yet. And she tells me, yes, it will arrive by 8 o'clock. And she tells me that a couple of times. And Alter says, we're trying to reach the florist, but we're not able to reach them. Okay, well, it is President's Day. Did you check if they're open today? And I say, Alter, you guys are doing a bad job. Like, what are you doing? And she says, no, it'll be there by 8 o'clock, I promise. I say, Alter, it's 8:05. That may be the most brazen lie I've ever been told. Definitely in a customer service experience. Maybe ever. Like, all I had to do was wake up my phone and look at it and be like, Alter, you didn't even try. If you're gonna lie to me that overtly, pretend to be a Nigerian prince first. Offer me some Florida wetland. Don't give me an opportunity to look at my phone and figure out that you're lying or not trying. So at this point, I tell Alter, every day that you've messed up, I think I should keep getting $75 back. $74.43 to be specific. Because you've established that was the cost of missing Valentine's Day. You've given me that back. I'd like to keep getting that money every day you mess up. She says, well, we can't, we refunded you. I say, I know, but you guys keep screwing up. I think this should keep costing you money. And she says, well, it'll be there, we promise. I was like, Alter, when? Like, it's not gonna come tonight, obviously. You said if it doesn't come by 8 o'clock, it'll come the next day, and it's after 8 o'clock, so it's gonna have to come the next day. I think I should get some more money out of this. So she transferred me to someone named Shane. Now, Shane tells me a couple things. First of all, he tells me there's no way we can give you more money. I say, I understand that, Shane, but think of it this way. Hire me on to help solve your problem. I'm a writer, and I will help you write a press release about the fact that you guys are bad at your jobs. I'll happily help you put together a branding package, some sort of new marketing tactic, because you guys need to get out in front of this. I reminded him, when Domino's put out an ad that was like, hey, our pizza used to be bad, but now it's good, people started going to Domino's. Universal Studios' whole marketing system now is, hey, you haven't been here in a while, it doesn't suck anymore. It's good now. People go to Universal, well, not right now, because there's a pandemic, but I want to go back once it's safe to do so because they had the advertising that was like, hey, we were bad, but now we're good. Check us out again. I said, Shane, you need to do that. You should probably fire every person I've spoken to today. And you should hire me because I'm better at any job I've ever had than these people are at this job. Your company is doing very badly because of this. Shane says, we're happy to make an apology call to Victoria. I say, cool, I can't do anything with that. She understands that you guys messed up and an apology is gonna be hollow. There's nothing that apology will do. If you give me money, I can buy food. If you make a phone call, that's nothing. Shane, it's absolutely nothing. And eventually, after about an hour on the phone with Shane, he tells me that my order had been canceled this morning at 11 o'clock when I was on with Jay. Now, what actually happened, and I found this out the next day, is that Shane misread the notes. Jay had put in the refund, but he hadn't canceled the order. Shane saw the refund because their policy is always to only give a full refund when the order's been canceled. He assumed it had been canceled. He mentioned this after we were on the phone for an hour, which meant, again, if the impression he was under was that it had been canceled, he'd been telling me I'd be getting the flowers for an hour. At the time, I said, Shane, you and Alter just wasted 2 hours of my life. But that's not what happened. Alter wasted some of my time, but Alter hadn't lied to me. Alter had. Alter had lied to me about it coming at 8 o'clock. But Alter hadn't told me a lie about a canceled order. Shane had, which meant that for the next 10 hours while I was asleep, I was just angry because I thought, incorrectly, but I had every reason to think it, that my order had been canceled and I'd been lied to for 2 hours, which I kind of had. And again, I'm furious and I tell Shane, you need to have whoever's in charge, whoever's the head of whatever, call me tomorrow morning. I said for every minute beyond 10 a.m. Pacific time that they call me, if they call me any later than that, for every minute, I'll start writing a Yelp review. If my memory serves me right, I haven't taken a typing test in a while, but I believe I've got a typing speed of about 160 words per minute. Can you imagine what I could do with that time, Shane? I told Shane, you guys are bad at your jobs. You guys are really bad at your jobs. You know what it feels like, Shane? It feels like it's Christmas time. And we've all agreed that sometimes we want someone to come down the chimney and give us toys. And you guys are like a pale skeleton who decided to get in on that action and try to deliver toys as well. But you're bad at it, Shane. You're bad at delivering toys because you come down and you give us scary, crappy stuff, or snakes, or poison jack-in-the-boxes, or monsters. Shane, think of me as the person who figures out that you're not good at this, that you're damaging people's lives, that you're hurting relationships. And then I point a big cannon at you. I'm gonna send you plummeting to the sky because of what you did. I'm gonna let the world know. So Shane says he'll have someone call me in the morning. First thing in the morning, I get a phone call. It's like 7:30. This is Tuesday, by the way. We are now 2 days out from me having ordered anything. I speak with someone named Debra, and Debra calls, and she says, I'm so sorry about what's going on. I say, what do you know about what's going on? She knows a little. She doesn't know the full story. I tell her what I've told you. And she says, well, we're going to get that order out to you today. That sounds great, Debra. Let's do it. Let's get it out today. And she also offers me a discount on a future payment. I say, Debra, if I order that today, let's see, today is, Tuesday the 16th of February? Do you think I'll get it by Christmas? I ask that, Debra, because you aren't a flower delivery company to me yet. You're a flower ordering company. That's all you are to me. You have a website. It's a decent website. You've got some Yelp reviews. They're bad. So from what I can tell, you don't deliver flowers. Why would I order more flowers from you? I'm not interested in that. What you can instead give me is the order I asked for and hire me to help deal with this public PR disaster. They keep saying no to the hiring. That's so weird. So what she does instead is she's going to double the size of the flower arrangement and make sure it arrives on that day, on Tuesday the 16th. Fantastic. Double the size. I'm not paying a dime. I've still got the full refund coming. And I'm getting flowers and I'm getting a stuffed animal. I make sure to ask about the stuffed animal. She says, yes, of course. It'll arrive today. At about 3 o'clock, a car comes. It arrives at my complex. They hand me flowers. Flowers arrive for Valentine's Day, except they missed Valentine's Day and they missed President's Day. But they come. And I say, do you also have a stuffed animal? And the driver looks a little puzzled, says, let me check the list, and goes to check the list. And at that exact moment, Debra calls me. Debra seems very invested in this. Debra seems to really want to make this better, which is great. I want to make this better too. Debra says, I just got word that it's been delivered. I say, yes, I have the flowers. I'm just waiting to see what's up with the stuffed animal. The driver's checking the list. And at that point, the driver looks up and says, yep, I don't have it with me, but I have it in the order. We'll be right back with it. We're going to go to the store and bring it back. Great. Debra basically hears my side of the conversation. I fill her in. I say they're on their way back. She says, terrific. Keep me posted. Let me know when it arrives. And then the funniest thing happens. Nothing. No stuffed animal. Nothing comes. So I send Debra an email and I give her a call, but they're on New York time, so I know by whatever, 8 or 9 o'clock that nothing's happening. So I call Debra again in the morning. I speak with her, and she says, yes, I'm so sorry about this. And I say, Debra, what happened? And she says, I don't know, we were not able to reach the florist. Okay. And Debra says, this has never happened to me before. Usually when I put in the order myself, they deliver it. I've never had this happen before. And I say, well, Debra, look at your Yelp reviews. It looks like this happens a lot. She says, well, it never happens when I do it. I say, Debra, maybe you should be the one making every call about flowers. She says, well, I can't make every phone call about flower orders. We get too many. I'm just one person. I say, Debra, maybe you should not take this many flower orders because this keeps happening. This happens to you a lot. I ask, how are we going to make this right? And she says, what we can do is we'll get you the stuffed animal today. And she says, well, we also will give you a $30 credit on a new flower arrangement. Fine. I say, you know what? Let's make that one lilies. That's Victoria's favorite flower. She says, terrific. Do you want that today as well as the bear? I say, Debra, I don't think you can deliver it today. I'd like you to try. You've given me no confidence. I'm very curious if From You Flowers can deliver flowers and a stuffed animal on the same day, because so far, that has not been proven to be the case. And Debra says, these flowers will have an apology card from us to Victoria. Sure, fine. Well, Wednesday comes, and Wednesday goes. And the strangest thing happens. Nothing. So I email Debra, end of the night. Nothing came. She calls me first thing in the morning. I don't have to initiate this time. She knows I'm usually up 7:30, and she gives me a ring. She says, I'm so sorry. And I'm just like, okay. She says, we'll get it out today. I say, okay. She says, we were calling every hour to make sure, and the florist said it was on its way. I say, okay. She says, we can do two things. We can either try again for today, or we can wash our hands of it. What she's just offered me is the main reason that I placed the order, the stuffed animal, and the apology flowers from the From You Flowers company. We would just not do either of them. And I say, no, you're gonna try again. So she says, we're gonna call one of our most reliable florists. I don't know why the most reliable florist wasn't who you called to begin with, let alone when you're this many days into a screw-up, but fine. She says, I asked them about delivery on Wednesday, same day, and they said they weren't able to do it. At least they were honest with me. I say, Debra, if it has to come on Friday, that's fine. I just want you to place the order and for it to arrive. That's it. Now I'm assuming nothing's gonna happen, so I go shopping with my future mother-in-law. We go get some groceries. And while we're out, I buzz someone into our complex, and a flower delivery arrives. Here are the lilies she received, and here's the stuffed animal. Finally, it arrived, a stuffed animal from You Flowers. Except it's not. It's from 1-800-Flowers. They had to go through a different flower delivery service to get us an actual flower delivery. Now, you might be thinking, Mike, did you really take this time just to record a complaint about what happened? First of all, yes, but not exclusively. This is going to serve two functions. One, I hope it will be a warning. I want to make sure you never use From You Flowers unless you've already placed an order with them. Because if you have, and you had a bad experience like I did, you should call Debra Picard. You should call her directly. Give her a call and send her an email, both on the screen, and let her know Michael Christensen said you wanted to help. Michael Christensen said that even though your policy says you never do it, you gave him a full refund, you gave him the flower arrangement he asked for, upgraded, and you gave him another complimentary apology order. And you were in touch with him every day, making sure it happened. Give her a call and say, I want what you gave Michael Christensen, because you've proven that you're willing to go against what you say is your policy when people keep asking you why you screwed up so bad. Because I want From You Flowers to know that there are other people like me out there, and we're willing to make phone calls and ask for our money back, and also ask for the arrangement that we got, and also ask for an apology arrangement of flowers. After all, they did it for me. They should do it for you too. Next week, I promise we'll go back to a video about actual writing. If you like this video, most of the videos on my channel are not like this, but if you like me, I'm like this all the time. Well, usually I'm less angry. Leave a comment and let me know how your From You Flowers experience went, and let me know if you have other LA-based flower recommendations, because I'd like some different people to talk to about flowers. Hit the like button if you found this entertaining or informative or helpful in any way. If you want more videos every week about writing, which is what I normally do, please subscribe and hit the bell. That way you get notified about them as soon as they come out. I talk about the novels that I'm writing and whatever other random stuff happens in my life. Thank you so much for watching, and for her unending patience as I was dealing with this every day for a week. I love you, Victoria.